It's just me in my car, loving the Knicks and talking about what I see. You know what this is.
Okay, alright, okay. What's happening, y'all? It's your main man, Coach Fizzle in the Dizzle. I had to lay back for a minute, let a couple of things transpire and such. And this ain't gonna be a big, long, gigantic type of thing here that I'm laying down. I'm just here. Um, in the day, it started off great. By the end of the second quarter, when the Heat made their run or started making their run, even though we ended the quarter still with a 5 point lead, it did concern me what was going on. But I've seen us persevere through things like that before. So, cool. Uh, my man Danny B does the recaps way better than I'll ever do, so I don't even try. I give my opinions on what I see. What I saw was a few things. And we could have and should have won this game. And quiet as kept, I am not worried about Miami in this series. Yeah, I'm saying it. Yeah, okay. They won game one. Yay. I see how they play now. And I see what they're doing to Jalen Brunson. And that only works when Julius Randle is not on the court. That won't work later on in this series. And I do give R.J. Barrett a boatload of credit. He was the number one, number two punch. When Jalen was trapped, R.J. kind of took it upon himself, and I respect that. Now, turnovers and self-inflicted wounds is why we lost this game. Straight up. It wasn't playoff Jimmy or anything else. It was the fact that, let's break it down. Let's keep it real. Okay. So 2 seasons ago, right? 2 seasons ago, the Knicks get to the playoffs with the Big 15. I love y'all. Y'all weren't this team. And we learned about what it takes to win in the first round, and we showed that. But the lights get a bit brighter in the semifinals. You know what I'm saying? And yo, big shouts, Queens in the building. My man Kermit Jones, aka my uncle, watching the show. Appreciate you. Yes, the Knicks are gonna be all right. I know. I'm about to explain why. So, you know, keep tuning in and tell your people them who might be concerned or afraid or some nonsense like that. You know, quickly jump in and check it out. Listen, turnovers killed us, and momentum changing turnovers. There were ample times where we had Miami out of sorts. They turned the ball over. But in our haste and our lack of true pace, we turned the ball right back over. That happened too many times. Too many times. And we have to make our free throws. We cannot go 1-1, 1-2. We have to make our free throws. Honestly, if we had cleaned those two things up tonight, we would have won. And I don't really care that Jimmy, quote unquote, hurt his ankle, whatever, or that. And I'm not disrespecting him if he's hurt. I'm just saying the way it looked And then his reaction after, and the fact that he was able, physically able to stay on the court for as long as he was, told me his ankle's all right. They're going to tape it up, shoot him with some Novocaine, some nonsense like that by the next game, and he'll be fine. So that's not a thing to me right now, anyway. Same with the sore knee of Kyle Lowry. Okay, sore knee. Yep, I hear you. Grimes, sore soldier. Randall wasn't even in the game. Y'all don't have Tyler Hero or Victor Oladipo. Okay, we understand. Injuries happen. Sims is out. And I actually wish we had Sims for this series because the length and physicality and extra rebounding and hopefully block shots that he would have been able to provide would have been able to help stem the tide something like tonight, especially with Julius being out. Because, quite honestly, where they got us at offensively was the fact that, or defensively I'll say, is the fact that, or both. I gotta tell the truth, y'all. Obi is way too big to be running to the damn corner and sitting there. I understand running to the corner when a certain aspect of the play is happening. But once you see that breakdown, and you know that your guy is about to shoot a basket, why are you, a guy who can get rebounds, so far away from the basket? And why do you camp out at the 3-point line? You are a big. We need you to be big. They got Adebayo and Kevin Love down there, and that should be, if played correctly, an advantage of ours. But with a big laying out there at the 3-point line for the entire play, so much that he is not there for an easy rebound if all he had to do was get there. That's what's frustrating. You know, you're a big playing like a shooting guard or small forward. I don't need that from you, Obi. I need you to hit the paint. I need you to live in the paint and then dart out for that 3. I don't need you hunting and sitting and cherry picking waiting for a 3. You come on. You can't have that. And again, now, I'm going to say this also, and this is alluding back to what I was walking into earlier. This is our first time as this team and any team in the last few years to be in the second round since 2013. And this is not nearly that team. And yet I think we are a better composed team than that team, even with Melo doing what Melo does. It's okay that we lost today because we learned a lot and we got a lot of game film of how Miami wants to play us in these playoffs. And I truly believe that Thibs and company are savvy and intelligent enough to understand what it is they're trying to do. And eventually, by game 2, we'll have a better game plan. And at the same time, I think we will cut down on the turnovers because, listen, brighter lights, this is the semifinals. Folk got pressure on them, man. And Miami has a lot of veteran playoff experience. The folk that are at the helm of that team with Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry and even Bam Adebayo, they've kind of been there before. They know what to expect. And you saw a lot of that veteran savvy tonight. You did. Even against Brunson, what Lowry was doing, you know what I mean? The way that they were manipulating the refs into calling the wrong fouls a lot of the time and taking the momentum away. That's savvy veteranship. And we'll get there. We'll get that. But we have to see it for what it is and understand it and can't get frustrated by it. We have to stay within ourselves, play within ourselves, and stay true to the task at hand. And I truly believe that this team is more than capable of doing that. I think the rotation, and this will help when Randall comes back, because I think the rotation in that second unit of IQ, Barrett, Obi, Hart, and Hartenstein works extremely well, and I think it would work extremely well against what the Heat want to do. And with Randall back, hopefully, if not by game two, by game three, but hopefully at least by game two, if he's healthy, I think they were able to trap Brunson because they did not have to worry about Randall. So even if Randall's missing shots, the fact that he's there demands a double team. Because the last thing they want is for him to get off. Because when Julius gets off, it opens up everybody else. And they've shown tonight that everybody else can play. Grimes has a little bit of rust, but I like what he was doing. But I feel like Thibs needs to put him back in the starting lineup and bring Hart back off the bench. Not because Hart's not performing, but because, number one, Grimes is a better three-point shooter than Hart. And also, they play a similar game. And Grimes needs to get back into the flow. So hopefully next game I see him in the starting line. Plus, again, our bench is better when Hart is with that second unit. So, but overall, again, I think it was more mental mistakes. And again, being in the second round for the first time, at least. And now Brunson went to the Western Conference Finals last year, and over the course of this series, his veteranship will and experience in that will help the others who haven't necessarily been there, but most definitely having Randall back will help. Now, okay, Matt, I hear you're saying a whole lot, but I'm gonna try to run it down as best I can real quick. Let's see. Now, I was also frustrated with the fact that the Knicks didn't really test Jimmy's ankle once he started hobbling around. That's fair. I mean, but at the same time, with Jimmy hobbling, why didn't you force the offense to him? Why did we allow Kyle Lowry to get off on those key veteran shots that he got off? Because literally, that's what it was. Until he banged his knee toward the very end of the game, it was Kyle Lowry and getting like Matt Strus and them, those crucial and Gabe Vincent. Why in the world are we letting Gabe Vincent get off? I mean, come on, guys. We have to do better for going forward. And again, I said the Knicks. I said it was mental lapses and things of that nature that we did lose this game. It wasn't that Miami beat us. And I don't really care if anybody says, "Oh, you're copping, please." I'm not copping, please. I'm telling the freaking truth. You know what I mean? Watching the game. Why in the second half do we have way less points in the paint than we had in the first? We had 40 points in the paint in the first half. Why did we go away from that? Why were we shooting threes trying to catch back up in the game instead of going dead to the paint, causing fouls, getting them in foul trouble, and bodying up and being the big bully? That is our game, not this finesse three-point shooting crap. We have to calm down and know and remember and understand what we do best as a team, what got us here in the first place. Strong, physical play, rebounding, especially offensive rebounding, being poised, minimum turnovers, cause the turnovers on their side, play good D. And we were. There were too many times, especially in the third and fourth quarter, where we were on a run and we were locking them down defensively, but turning the ball over and not even giving ourselves a chance to score on defense. That's the type of stuff that we have to clean up in going forward, not just game two, going forward. And I know that we will. That's not a question. So the Knicks now know that this ain't Cleveland. Cleveland was as immature, as you can say, in the playoffs as we were. but we were a better team or a more physical team. And we understood who we were and how we played in that series. We have to do the same thing here. We cannot fall victim to what they do and try to mirror it. It's not going to work. But here's the thing, and this is, again, of course, regular season has nothing to do with the playoffs. But familiarity with a team is still familiarity with a team. And we have to understand that they are familiar with us. We beat them 3 out of 4 times in the regular season. They have plenty of film on how they got waxed. So they understand what we're trying to do. But we have the same film on how we beat them. Come on. And without certain players that they have, we can game plan this. I do feel like, number one, we don't play very well on these 1 o'clock games for the most part. I hate these daytime games. So we'll have later games in the day going forward. Yay. Number 2, we weren't ready for second round basketball in this game. But we will be in the next one. So listen, that's it. We're fine. Relax. Breathe. Yeah, I know Aaron Rodgers is now in New York. That's not why I said relax. Breathe easy. I'm not going there. But I already recognize that, there's some worry in Nicklandia. And I'm just here to just calm it down real quick. I'm going to go back to my tasty beverage and ease back into my day. You know what I mean? The Warriors are moving forward, and there's other games going forward. And the Knicks will be all right. No question. Again, as long as we remember who we are, how we play, do not fall victim to how they play. And guys, remember, once we take game 2, we're golden because we play well on the road. This is probably going to go 6 or 7. I said earlier in my preview show that this is going 6. So if it's going 6, they have to win a game or 2, right? So it's going to happen. So relax. Relax. No, but again, we're going to take care of these little things for game 2. And you're going to see a professional, calm, squared away, ready product, even if Randall isn't ready to go. But I tell you, once Randall is ready to go, the whole dimension of this series will change. And I know Jimmy will be in game 2 and all that. I'm not falling for that. And I know Lowry will be as well. So, yeah, the little boo-boos that they showed today, they'll be fine. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not banking on them being out and stealing again. No, the Knicks are not here to steal games. We're here to win games. And we're going to. All right? So have a great rest of your Sunday. Be easy. Be chill. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, and I'm still going to have the replay of the Knicks Corner Ladies Night with MJ's Lasagna and them. Probably around 8 or 9 o'clock. I'll throw out a tweet to let y'all know just in advance of when I'm going to lay that out. All right? But in the meantime, in the between time, you know what? It'll be 8 o'clock. Bang, bang. I'm going to just make sure. 8 o'clock, right here. You know what I mean? Next corner replay. Ladies' night. Y'all going to enjoy it. Tiff Beeman's in the building. MJ's Lasagna. You know what it is. Yo, Nicklandia, be easy, greasy. We got this. Coach File. Peace and a many blessings, baby.
It's just me in my car, loving the Knicks and talking about what I see. You know what this is.